Okay, here we come into Washington. Coming in from the south on 257. Out here by the root beer stand, there is the famous Mason's root beer stand. Yeah. The famous Mason's root beer. I gotta go there and get. Got to go there and get my foot-long hot dog. Now all I can do is figure out where Highland Avenue is. So we're coming in to Washington now from 57, 50, yeah, 150, I guess. 150. And we'll turn right here. See if I can find where Highland is. There's where old Troy's Restaurant used to be. I guess it's now a shoe store. It changes every time I come into town. Where I belong, in the county home. Now this has not much as this changed, has it?
Nope.
A lot more hangers.
Yep. No Jack Miles?
No, I don't think so.
No John Miles?
No.
That's funny. You should have known the Miles. He's the airport manager now. The county has hired him to be the airport manager. Really big paying job.
Yeah, I bet.
24,000 a year.
You know,
Which
you
is
can live
pretty
on
close
that.
to- yeah, you could live on it.
Live on that Washington, Indiana.
Yeah, but-
I'd starve in San Diego.
Well,
Jesse made over $85,000 last year, and I have not got anything to show for it. All goes for
well,
bills.
see, it ain't all. It's not how much money you make; it's how much money you keep that makes a difference.
Yeah, it's hard to keep it.
Well, you just ain't trying hard enough.
Yeah, see, this is all changed now.
Well, that's not the old terminal plan. That's the new one. See,
Mm-hmm.
the old one, he said over yonder. The one we used to fly by on Sunday, take off from the ramp.
Yeah.
There's a boony.
Mm-hmm.
He's not from around here. I've never seen him. Raced up over the intakes and it wasn't running enough longer, and we had landed a field up around Paragon. And beat the ice off of it, and it was a cornfield, and they collected a few corn stalks. So we go into Indianapolis, we're at Cook Airport, and pull in at Turner's, and the tower guy says, "Where'd you get all the corn stalks?" And I said something like, "Well, you know how tall this Indiana corn is," and got out and grabbed them real quick and hit them, put them in a trash can, because in case the FAA come down, see?
Yeah.
Well, we went in and took the written, and the guys in there at the FAA office says, "Damn, you must have had a bad time driving up here. It was foggy." I said, "Yeah, it was pretty hard." And,
That happened to be down in Louisville, too.
well, anyway,
Super Cup.
so this is a few years back, to put it mildly. I don't know how many damn years back it was. I was out the Moose here about sometime in the last year, and this one woman come over and said, "Here's some guy over here I think you know," and I didn't know the guy, and he used to be a controller at the tower in Indianapolis.
He knew you, though, I bet you.
And we were talking a little bit there, and then he says, "You know how hot that Indiana corn grows, don't you?" And it took a little bit. I mean, I'm thinking, what? It took a little bit for all of a sudden I figured out this is the same fucking guy that asked me that. It happened 45 years ago, whatever the hell it was.
No, I did that too. I came home when I was trailing some, when I was doing the power line patrol. I was trailing some treetops in the rear wheel.
Oh yeah, that's not good.
And they said, Dave, why don't you go out there and clean off that rear wheel, before somebody comes and sees you. So this is the hot little thing, huh?
This is what it is. Well, here's one, Joe Kremp. He got it out, cleaned it up, and flew it some. I don't know. He's trying to at least it belongs to Davis County Metals. And they haven't saw it. Hell, I never even saw it all the damn thing. I never even saw it clean before just recently.
Yeah.
So Joe's trying to lease it, but he had a T6 one time, and he had a Bonanza.
Yeah, he said he had a twin tail, the V-tail Bonanza.
Yeah, but
He's looking for another one.
He sold it. Then he's talking about a Cub. I don't think Joe'll be satisfied with the Cub.
I doubt it.
But
probably be happy with a pit special.
Hmm.
Said he'd be happy with the pits.
Maybe. Well, Joe's the belly that's T6 in once.
Yeah.
He's had a few mishaps with it. It was T6 is not a really. I wouldn't call it a fun airplane. Don't.
Big,
ugly, a lot of fuel. And
yeah.
Probably a little on the mean side.
He sent me a couple pictures of it on the internet.
Yeah. So a couple other guys, they got T6s, and they didn't keep very long either.
They're hard to find now.
Well, listen, it ain't been that long ago. See, we had this guy down here. I said had the Navy on. Well, he bought one, and I don't know if he ever flew it by himself or not. I just got a feeling he didn't. It was probably a little beyond him. And Doc Robertson, he bought one. And they didn't keep it very long. Doc Roberts, he's got more money than he's got whatever. And he's got a Merlin, he's got a Baron, he's got.
Who's this?
Doc Roberts.
I don't know.
Well, he's a doctor here in town, and mostly whatever you call women doctors.
Yeah, giant gynecologist.
Yeah, and he came down here from the Chicago area apparently, and apparently his mother was moderately wealthy, and which means he's moderately wealthy.
Yeah.
And one time he had 4 Merlins, and he was trying to run a charter out of, I believe it was Olney. And that didn't work. I mean, there's no way.
Charter out of Olney?
Huh?
Charter out of Olney?
That's right.
Who wants to leave?
I don't know.
Who gets there to leave?
And then he owns a fuel farm in Bloomington, and he's got a helicopter out here, one of those kid helicopters. I don't know what the hell it is. I don't know. Dick Weiger was flying it for him.
Oh, really?
And sort of. And
that's the one thing I wanted to get was a helicopter rating, flying it.
Yeah.
Never did.
I never was interested actually myself. But
Need help?
you find one if you want. So, to make a long story short, he's been trying to make money with airplanes for the last 15, 20 years. Jesse Parsons flew for him some, and actually, he'd been in my house in Maryland. They flew over there, Purdue out here. You know who Purdue is? You know who Purdue is? Not Purdue University.
No, I think I...
Purdue chicken outfit, turkey outfit.
Right.
Chicken, they're actually mainly chickens over, and his headquarters is Citabria, Maryland. Right? So they flew him, so he was flying Purdue people, and Jesse Parsons was flying with him and get him over there and brought him out the house. I think Jack Miles was him once. Anyway, he's been trying to make money with them friggin' airplanes for the last, I don't know, I guess 15, 20 years. As far as I don't know if he's ever made it. I almost bet he ain't ever made a nickel. Huh?
It's hard to make money when doing it. That's a nice looking airplane, yes.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. Got a little paint missing on it now. I got it put it in the rain or would like to wash the bugs off. helicopter he got, it was kind of a kit helicopter, so he spent about a year or so trying to get it put together. It was partly put together when he bought it, I think, and him and Dick Wire, they went to Phoenix somewhere to get a helicopter. They haven't got one yet, but they went out to get a helicopter rating. And they had to come back and fly it so much, hover it so long. So long. Well, it depends on how much time being broke as it is operating. In fact, one time I looked at it, and it was just barely had it off the ground, and it sheared a shaft. It wasn't the shaft that turned the big wheel, but it turned all the accessories, and so you know, it was a big around steel. It just cracked that rascal right off.
That's what they almost call a Jesus bolt, isn't it?
Well, it was solid steel. The run running up to the goddamn rotor is steel, and it's about that big around, only it's not solid. So I'm looking at the other one, I looked at that, and I said, Dick Wire, I said, there ain't no way in hell's earth I'm going to ever get in this son of a bitch for anything, see?
Yeah. Remember those rotorcrafts that they built?
Oh, yeah.
The rotor was hooked up by one bolt.
Right, yeah, that's
called
what
it
the
the
great part
Jesus
was,
bolt,
right.
you know. And what was the guy on Vincennes that used to run them all the time when they
Mosley.
first came out? Mosley, yeah.
Yeah, I rode around with that. That was the ball.
Yeah.
And they had McCauley's here, and I think bunch of guys, they got license to fly them. Rick Gray included. I think Rick's got a helicopter, seaplane. He's got a whole bunch of licenses.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Dick Wire, he may have had a rotor craft. Jesse Parsons did, I know. And, but then, you know, they kind of sort of grounded all of them.
Yeah, well, it was a smart.
Park, things like that, you know.
That was a pretty smart move, I think.
Well, I rode around in that humball or Bosley's, and you got it on the runway, and you round that thing up, and then it's kind of like popping the clutch. And this thing would jump in the air, but you had to real quick shift it into that rear propeller, or else it would fall out of the sky. So I rode around with that, but hell, it didn't go anywhere. It just kind of, you know, it didn't move very fast.
They were too scary for me. I couldn't do it.
So then, I went out with Rick Gray here and that McCulley they had here. And it was kind of weird when you're flying along there downwind and you just kind of slow down and stop. It's just kind of weird feeling.
Yeah.
But it was slow and.
Just.
There's a special nut. As I daily believe. Special screw. So. much of a glider, is it?
No, but I like it. I still like it.
So I got thinking about Saturday night, see, you know, me Sunday, I didn't turn that master off. So I come there Sunday morning and turned it off, and then I tried to make sure it was going to crank. It took a while. It finally charged up today, but it took quite a while. It's kind of low.
You want to turn the fuel off or you leave it on?
Leave it on.
Saw that. Well, thank you.
Come the first winter, this thing was, man, it had all kinds of air rushing out. I had to start closing air holes up.
Oh, really? Remind me.
Jack, he stopped trying to turn around the TV lot, and Jack going out and driving.
Yeah. We had an old maul tail wheel on it, and that thing was shaking him to death. Well, I can tell you about the maul tail. I had one on that Citabria. Everybody did everything I could do to it. It never solved the thing from shimmying.
Ain't no fix to them.
There ain't no fix. I finally gave up. Well, Rick and I flew it down to Prince Lake, and they shimmied so bad at Prince Lake. Rick was fine. It wasn't his fault. But they did it with me just like they did everybody else, and it threw a spring. And we couldn't find it. We walked up and down there, we couldn't find the damn spring. So we decided, well, let's see. We'll just take the other spring off, we fly it back to Washington and hope for the best. It was really wild on these springs, man. That son of a gun. In fact, I opened the door, looked out the back there, and make sure it wasn't shaking that tail off. See, it was beating us to death in there. Of course, Rick landed as slow as he could and got the weight off of it, but sooner or later the tail's got to come down. When it came down, see, you just thought it was coming off there. So Bill already told me, he said, you can't fix them things anyway. He said, you just well do get a Scott.
Seems like you think it'd be a fix for it.
Well, the old ones, they had a place you tighten the spring tension up on the side of them. Apparently you could fix them.
The swivel part,
Right, they did.
tension on that, so it wouldn't go this way so really.
Well, then, text Friday and say, well, I can fix that. Well, bullshit. I don't know, maybe, but he had welded on the old, that thing he put the spring tension on his. I don't know, he somehow welded it on there. Of course, you know, Tech, he's got a stopper too, dude. And so I went down to Bill and he said, I didn't tell you how to fix that. I said, well, tell me how to fix it. Well, we just ordered a Scott tail. Which is what we did, you know, but it's, I mean, the best price you get at Flag Arrow is, what was it,
$610
$10, something like that.
Yeah.
Then you gotta buy the springs, so that's another $20.
Got Ball and did somebody else build a tail wheel?
Lang, wasn't it?
A cheaper one, but.
Well, it'd been better off with that little Scott, except the little Scott's not terrible, see, but we'll let him on in.
They at least didn't shimmy today.
No, they didn't shake you that. So this chief, guess what they had on it too, a mall. Yeah. So they ordered a Scott, they took that damn mall off. This mall on this one was almost due. See, the way I got the airplane, the guy, they'd rebuilt the airplane, the engine, and put it together, and he flew about 10 hours or so, and knocked the gear out from under it, because it got away from him. And so he decided he didn't want to do one of them goddamn old airplanes, so Larry got a new gear, and then at the same time we ordered new struts, because they had the old struts, you know, you had to take off and inspect them and so on.
Yeah.
So you can get new struts. I think there's $100 a strut. There's only 4 of them, so you just will get rid of the thing. See?
We had a good time today, Ray. I did anyway. Hadn't been in an airplane in 2 years or more, I have to guess. It's been more than that. I didn't kill him.
No, he
Didn't quite scare him to death.
All right. In fact, I was kind of surprised because Rick was having a little trouble with it, and Clifford he couldn't keep the damn thing lined up. Right. And Clifford, he's had a lot of tail times. Clifford, we made about 3 landings. Each one got worse, and he said, I said, I'm getting out of this goddamn thing. I'm getting worse every time. But later I knew what was wrong with Clifford, and it may help you a little bit. We put another cushion on you. You couldn't see over. the nose pump, you can't see over the nose of it all. So
Yeah, that
you
did
can't
help.
tell when it starts.
That did help. Yeah, that, yeah.
So in the airplane, there is another pair of cushions. I forgot to stick one underneath. I forgot to stick one under Clifford too. See,
Yeah.
later I thought I couldn't get Clifford back in. I said, "Well, Clifford, I know what's wrong, and I can fix it. We'll go fine. I ain't going back in that damn airplane."
Well, I hadn't flown a tail wheel
Well, you want one easy
Since,
fly, you should have flew that Cub I flew a couple
in
days
79.
ago.
79 is the last time I flew a tail wheel.
You should have flew that Cub I flew a couple days ago. It's the goddamn makes it so easy. You think, and ain't nothing to this. See?
Yeah, Super Cubs are pretty good.
Well, this is a J3, old
The
J3,
old
and ain't
J3
nothing
does.
easier
Real
than
easy,
that.
real easy.
We didn't have no problem at all.
That Champ was easy to fly too. That old Champ was a nice airplane.
Yeah, but remember most time we was flying on the old sod strip.
Sod
too.
strip, yeah. Even flying over there though, I loved landing crosswind in that Champ. That's kind of why I got the job flying that power line patrol with that Super Cub down there, is because I could land in the crosswind and stuff. And they
The
said,
Super Cub's easier than that's probably by
Yes.
far.
yes, a little bit.
Yeah.
That, you come down to Pale that time and through the 150, you have got along fine with them.
Yeah. But I'm not current at all
I
now.
think you took Shirley up with you.
Yeah.
Spins and stuff.
Yeah.
She still talks about that.
We had a lot of fun. We were going to do a loop today, but there's an AD out on the spar, and we thought, well,
I wasn't too keen on doing that thing. You had to get 140 mile an hour, and the loop's big, and I think it's awkward. And there's AD out on those spars. You have to inspect them at the next annual. You got to put all these inspection plates in.
of course, in theory, you're not supposed to pull a lot of G's when you do that.
Well, no, a couple.
Gotta pull something.
We didn't pull more than 1 G today.
Get up and around there.
Yeah, we probably got a little over that.
I doubt it.
I got a G meter there, but it's broke. It quit here a while back. It's got.
You didn't have any trouble holding the camera up. We didn't pull very many G's. I don't
But
do
you
that.
pull at least a couple of G's in a
Maybe,
loop.
maybe. Well, yeah, might. It might. It depends on how far you come out of the bottom of
Well, I
it.
didn't like the loop. I did one with it, and I didn't like it. We're shit. I was in there by myself, saying, I'm thinking, well,
Yeah.
we're heavier now. We were full of fuel in the United. We probably were grosser or over.
Yeah. I remember that
Then,
old.
then that sort of made me nervous about that damn spar boat. And they don't put them out for nothing, you know.
Yeah.
Some of these light airplanes, if you pull too tight at the beginning,
Yeah, they
too
lose it.
speed.
You lose all that damn speed. You can't get over it, so you got to up. But if you do it too light, then you're going to fall
Yeah.
out right up there. If you do it too heavy, you're going to lose all your airspeed. So, but I did one with it. It was a big loop. I have to say, it was a big loop, a lot bigger than a Cub or a Champ. Because of the extra speed, I guess. And it does spin. I didn't like that with a shit either. It was way nose down and it's steep.
About a 150.
Huh?
150 spin.
No, that's
Citabria.
the top.
Is that right?
It was a nasty spin. I didn't like it.
And that flew Citabria.
It was really nose down too. When it come out of it, then it started building up
I
speed.
didn't flew Citabria very much. I got a bad impression of them the first time I did fly. Bonnie was working up at Bloomington. He came down on one, and I went up with him in that for a while. And,
I've heard one of the first ones that was loggy.
yeah, that's the way they seem like they're just the same airplane and should have been more snappy.
Right, right.
A Champ with less power, everything, a
That's-
snappy airplane.
That's right. And old Champ. You remember when I first started flying that, the old engine needed overhaul so bad. We kind of rated the engine about 40 horse. It would just barely get off the ground and go through it, but it would do a loop and it'd spin real well. I'd tell you the airplane I liked the loop, and I know you didn't like me to do it, but that Colt looped real well. It really did, and it did great barrel rolls. One time
we were damaging the instruments in it. It was one we used for instrument training.
Yeah.
Damaging them because
Yeah, I wasn't worried about the airplane.
when it stops, those instruments.
Yeah.
There's something different about them now because I don't think this airplane, you don't seem to give a shit. So the
well,
instruments
that
are the
was
same.
that was before you could lock them.
Well, there ain't no lock on these.
I know.
No,
They're different. They're not the same
they
instrument.
got them made different, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember doing the loop and spin, and the instruments still were reading right. And used to, they just fell down. You hear it go blam, blam, hit the
Well,
stop.
we had to fly level for about 5 minutes before they straightened back up.
Mm-hmm. Well, I enjoyed it. I really did. I'm looking forward. If you don't really have any objections, I really would like to stay again and go tomorrow.
Gee, I don't know.
Well, we don't have to,
Oh, we don't? We could though, right?
but
We could, right?
I'll probably get out on my knees and beg and cry and whine and.
Hopefully.
Well, I was a little watchful at first because I played guys by that were table drivers, and they weren't like Clifford. He was doing worth a shit, and I have no idea why, because I knew he just wouldn't have any problem at all.
I don't know. For some reason,
Rick even admitted it. Said, "Yeah, I have a little problem keeping that thing straight." See, and I thought it was just me. I was just old and stale,
I don't know. I just have never had trouble. Much.
Nobody's flying ability, but he got to where he just wasn't an instructor anymore. He didn't want to instruct anymore.
I didn't care for it much anymore either. Too much work to make too little money.
The flying part, I don't care about. I like to instruct,
Yeah,
especially beginners.
I know you do.
I like
I did too when I was doing it.
I wasn't all like keen about beginners because I wanted to hurry them through it. I wanted to teach them everything there was the first day, and I knew it was wrong.
Yeah.
I knew it every time I knew it. See, and I'm thinking, went to school, let them waller around a while. See, well, it just didn't seem right. See,
Well, it's
I was
because
wasting my time; they were wasting their time.
that's because you grasp things so quickly.
No, it wasn't it.
Yeah.
I didn't grasp it sooner than anybody else. In fact,
Well,
the day before I sold, I just knew I was goddamn stupid. I was never going to find.
you learn so many tricks, you think, boy, I can teach this guy a lot quicker than I learned.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I did enjoy instructing, Ray. I mean, when I was an instructor down in Louisville, I really enjoyed it. And I still do like to teach. I mean, that's part of the thing. I like teaching whatever I do. But after a while, the difficulty of getting a job out in California was like impossible. And you had to keep your ratings up. And I had to keep my ratings up I kept them up for about 10 years. But I never could get a job. I mean, I just always money going out and responsibility and keeping up to par. But you couldn't go fly, so it was kind of too much hard work to not having any fun. And if I'd have been with an FBO, probably I'd have kept it up.
Yeah, they made it where it was aggravating. You have to go get renewed every 2 years when you've been doing it for years. And
Yeah.
probably knew more about instructing the guy that was checking you out than they ever know.
Yeah.
Well, Bill keeps bugging me like, well, I can go there and figure it out. I said, well, ain't that we'll do the whole thing again, and I don't like the way they got it set no more. It's, you know, this planning stage they go through at first and so on and so forth. You know, and it doesn't make any sense to me. But I never minded the instrument instruction or the moment I got for the primary. I didn't like it because I wanted to burn everything there was the first day. And I knew they couldn't do it, but I wanted to.
Well, I did.
Sure he did.
One of the houses is this, that when a guy gets older, he thinks he'd have more patience, but you don't. You have
Yeah.
patience.
Yeah.
I found that dude.
So when you going to get that ultralight done?
Probably July.
Mm-hmm.
I got an electric starter coming to put on it.
Yeah.
Had a full starter. I didn't really like the idea, and after I got the wings on,
150.
and the thing sits kind of low, and you got to duck down under to get under the wing, then you got to pull,
Mm-hmm.
and when you do, your head's about that far from where the wings serrated like that on the back.
That's the way the pattern was. I assume that's the way they were. I think they were. Maybe not that much, but they were.
Machine guns firing through the propeller.
That's right. Well, over here we're better. We've got one of the engine on. Well, still it had to fire through the propeller, I guess.
Germans figured that stuff out first.
Yeah.
didn't
Well, there's one, see, but it's way up on top. You had to reach up on the top wing and fire that one there.
they? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I see it now.
Well, the picture, then, let's see if I can get the picture.
Oh, he makes some neat stuff, doesn't he, Ray?
Uh-huh. I could hardly believe it when heard that he was doing that woodwork.
It's really neat. Look at that ducks. He's hand carved those ducks.
That's one of those cameras you can see what you're looking at. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Arrow.
English spad, ain't it?
No, it's AVRO.
Never.
Depending on what the Zeppelins, it says.
Uh-huh.
I don't know where the Zeppelin's at. He's not there, I guess.
I don't see it.
So,
Zeppelin was an airship, wasn't it?
was it
Yeah.
defending against Zeppelins? So I guess it was defending against those dirigibles, I guess they're called.
Yeah. Hydrogen filled.
But I could never figure out the color to paint that, so I never painted it. But I knew what color to paint the red barons there. They never gave me any clue what color, but somebody was something like that. So, but I don't know what the hell color that is.
Ducks too, huh?
Yeah, that's how it started. Well, those are not. Well, here's one I made. Like that one, that one, and a few more. That was too much trouble.
I knew another guy worked his butt off, and when he finally retired, he started doing woodwork.
Who was that?
Darrell Arms.
Hmm.
Remember Darrell?
I don't think so.
Daryl Arms.
Darrell had a.
Doyle or Daryl?
Darrell had a. Or Darrell, he lived on. I was going out there, jogging across the Prairie Creek out toward Doc Wrinkle. But Darrell, he had a tiling machine, and he's on the Portersville Road. He had a block building there where he'd make a little job, but his house was a brick house back up the lane to the west. He had, we used to go get parts for his tiling machines up in Ohio, Lima or somewhere. And,
We,
I guess that was after you left the country, Jeff.
you know, the Portersville Bridge is out of commission now.
What about it?
It's can't use it.
Oh, no, they're talking about building a new one, did they?
No, not yet. But I went down there and drove across it a couple years ago. I've never been across it. Went down there and drove across it. It was pretty sad shape
The
then.
straight line bridge?
No,
Oh, that's the
Portersville.
old one up the river there, yeah. Yeah, I never did. I might have drove across that road one time many years ago.
I never did, but I did. I have now. I went across there and came back.
But you can't now anymore.
Nope, not
You
now.
know, something I found out the other day. My brother and I were looking at some movies I took when I was here last time, and we went up over the overhead bridge, you know, east of town.
Yeah.
And my brother said, "Hey, that's where we used to live." I said, "What?" He says, "That's where we used to live at Phonotone Labs, where my dad owned Phonotone Laboratories, and where they made all the recordings and stuff." And he says, "I remember playing with my cat there on the front porch, and we lived there at Phonotone." He said, "You don't remember that? You were only 2 years old." But I never knew where Phonotone Labs was. Do you ever remember that place?
Was it this side of the?
Just on this side of
Right
the
on the right, on that
overhead
brick
bridge,
house?
right on the right side. There's
That
nothing
brick
there
house?
now. I don't think there's anything
Yeah, there
there.
is.
Well, if it is, it's a different house. But
Oh, this house in there is
Been
not
there
new.
forever, huh?
It's been there. I think it's been there a long time. I looked at it to buy it when I.
because this
down.
was
I didn't like it.
On this side of the overhead bridge,
1942.
there used to be a little orchard in there.
But on this side of the road.
Yeah.
All right.
And that side's Hazel Street.
Right.
1512 Hazel, Ray Clark lived. And I lived at Jess and Ray Clark lived at 1512 North Street.
Oh, that was a confusion.
Yeah, but Ray Clark taught school at Agodi, and he moved down here, and he went down to Citizen Bank and opened an account, and he deposited his paycheck in there.
Guess where it went?
It went in my name, my account. He wrote a check and didn't have any money in the bank. So back in those days, they just went by names, and his name was Ray A. Clark too. So Citizen Bank, they put his money in my account.
It ain't been that many years ago. I had a bunch of money show up in my account over in Maryland, and I'm thinking, well, how did that happen? I was jockeying some money around. I thought, maybe I did that, maybe not. See, and by about a month or two, and the bank called me and says, "Hey, we accidentally put some money in your account, and we're going to take it back out." And I said, "Well, did you ask me first?" And he said, "Well, we got to take it back out." So they took it back out.
Hope it wasn't too much.
$8 grand, I think.
Wow. That put me in trouble because the only thing I go on is how much the balance that shows up when I at the end of the day.
But it was in a savings account or something, see, and I wasn't really paying any attention to it much because I was using a checking account.
Yeah.
But I looked at it and I thought, that's funny. I didn't remember having all that. It was either 6 or 8. I can't remember now.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You
Where did I
about
get all that from?
ready to go
See,
find a
thought-
place to get something to eat?
Whenever you guys are ready, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, I better call my daughter, though, first.
Okay.
When you went on it.
No. Yeah. Decide night.
Oh, that's what that is.
Right.
Look both in the 99. I thought they were a little skinnier.
Well, the first one didn't look like it. They didn't have these pods on them,
Oh.
which they put on to carry extra baggage.
They did look skinnier then.
And some of the old ones, that's the way they were. But I don't think I ever flew but one or two.
They looked like a bullet on stilts.
Well, see, these are not exactly. I don't suppose these are exactly the scale or anything, anyway. See? Well, here's the scale model of this one up here. See, that's an actual picture out of the ocean over east of where I live.
Which one was you throwing back over?
Ireland?
One of the early one, wasn't it?
Right
Yeah.
there.
And
What?
that time I ran into you up there at Citabria that one time, I think you moved up to the next grade of barrel.
Well, this is in order. No, that one first, that one, then that one.
Oh, yeah.
This one here was
That
kind of
a-
slow.
Is that a 4-engine?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it had all that stole equipment on it. It was a short takeoff land. It would, you just take a little short run.
And this one don't.
No, but if you've been flying this one, and you flew that one exactly like you flew this one, it's pretty close.
Good performance. Sounded good.
And then later on, when you after watching the guys flying it, you could tell who had been flying this one and who hadn't because of the way they flew it. So.
They went from that one to that one.
But if they bypassed that one, then they went flying out there and they floated and floated and floated and floated, see, and so on. But if you've been flying this one and you knew what to do with it, they flew almost exactly alike, except it didn't have all the funny equipment on it, see. But if you treat it like it was that one, it was pretty close to that, not quite as good. So that was the
I had a charter to Citabria one time, and some gal at the counter there kept informing where Jess ought to be. He was out on a run, and she found that out or something. Said he would due back about 4 o'clock or whatever, and so sure enough, my passenger showed up, and I was taxiing out to leave when he taxied in.
It happened every now and then.
I stopped and got out and said hello to him, and went back in.
I ran to Bill Cooper in Washington.
No, did you?
Yeah. And Wallace Hendricks and a few more I can't think of right now. You ran into people in the funniest places, and sometimes you know them, and you just. It's not right.
Out of context. Yeah. I run into
Out of
people.
context really means a lot.
I run into people out in San Diego that I've met, 30 years ago, and they show up in the weirdest places. You go to a restaurant you've never been to,
Right.
and they've been at a restaurant they've been to in town for a couple hours, and just run right across them, or walking down the park in the park one time.
I get on an airplane here and go down to Evansville and get an airplane to the East Coast, and I will run into at least one, if not two other people I know, but sometimes I can't recall their name because they're out of context. I know them, and since my seniority is one, they all seem to know who I was because they just kind of hope that guy quit so they get
Yeah. There you go.
Yes. Battery lasts 2 years. In 2 years, you have to change the battery. Well, that's only been in there like a couple of weeks. Well, I've made about 25 of them, and I've never sold any, so I just give them away. So, okay. So you won't forget it. Can't hear Ray.
No.
So you worry boys how all those students.
He never did talk very loud, actually.
And the airplane was still sinking, see? And I just about drove the wheels on the belly on the ground on the runway. I thought a few times. So finally got smart enough to. So what I did, I learned when I started teaching multi-engine on myself. Just someone did the most of multi-engine work. I found out that when you decided you were going to go around, you didn't chase the airspeed. You put the airplane in an attitude you knew would be that airspeed, and you just flew that attitude, see?
Yeah.
It goes right back to the basic beginning of the fly. Get the attitude right, everything else will be on. So I started teaching people that. I learned a lot myself.
Yeah, you see, on them bigger airplanes, we had a go-around button. When he punched it, the bars on the came up, and you pull the nose up and sit around that bar.
Well, the bar told you where to put it.
Yep, sit around that bar, and that was the right speed.
That's what that button did. It put the bar in the right place.
Yeah, you just punch that button, the bar went.
Put it in the attitude you're supposed to fly. Well, I know about that. But I got you.
But that was fancy stuff. We didn't know that stuff.
And when Jess and Dick Weininger left, I had to go multi-engine chief flight instructor. I did a little VFR, but anyway, Zeese, a guy named Zeese, Willard Zeese, came down and spent the whole day with me, and I think it was I don't know, it was Ronnie Culbertson or somebody. It was a multi-engine students, and he spent the whole day in the classroom with us before we went flying.
Who was it?
Zeese, his name was Willard Zeese. And later on, he was in charge of checking out everything with Bill Pitt's airline over there.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, they sent him over there to do that. But
Well,
I learned a lot from him, and he realized that we were trying to teach these guys good flying technique and stuff. And I had a lot of respect for him, and he told us some things. He said when something goes wrong, he said a guy gets shocked for a little bit.
Yeah, it's like that's why you do this training, you do it over and over again, so you do it automatically, right?
He said there's a disbelief. You don't believe it. He said the first time it happened to me, they told me about it. And he said, I go, oh, bull. And he said he had a air commander or something, and he said the engine caught fire. He looked out there and he said the engine's on fire. Went flying. The engine's on fire. Went flying. Couldn't believe it. After a while, it came to him, and by God, it was on fire, so he
Maybe
started shutting things down. But he said about 3 times he looked out there before he believed that that engine was on fire. But it just couldn't be.
Yeah. It wasn't good on fire a long time, but we had bells supposed to ring and lights flash, and well, it was to be continuous, but this wasn't continuous. It was intermittent. You go back and then quit, and the light was flashing and indicated right in. It was football. And finally I said, "Look out that damn window and see if that airplane is really on fire." That engine. And he looked out there and said, "Yep, it's on fire." But
Well, do you guys remember anything about when I was flying? You know, anything about when you was training me or when I was learning how to fly or anything?
did you ever learn how to fly?
I never did very well.
He was just another one. Of course, I remember. Did all right.
I remember the
Well,
swipe, though. I remember the swipe was basically. I mean, when you called home when you was that long, you had to, when you called and asked me all the questions, I remember this and that, and all you had to do was say, "Do you remember when I brought the swipe out there?" I say, "Oh yeah, I know who that is."
Painted the boat.
He was talking that stuff up like it was a miracle.
Yeah, well,
And I was convinced it was.
You sold quite a bit of it, I guess.
I guess we did, yeah. Finally ended up being a pyramid scheme.
that's all.
Only people made it. It's a good product.
That's kind of like Amway.
Oh, it's even worse than that.
Amway, everybody buys off each other. They don't sell to anybody
The
else.
pyramid thing, the guy, early guy got on top of the pile. Huh?
Yeah, well, yeah. It was basically
Down the
that.
bottom and stuff.
But you know, Amway's still going.
Yeah,
Still going.
yeah, but they're just selling each other. I mean, look at Warren so-and-so, I'll get me a 50-pound box of soap. So you go there, 50-pound box of soap, and you say, "What do you need, soap?" I'll sell you some of that. And they just sold each other. It's a
Yeah.
That's a sort of exaggeration. You know what I mean?
Well, I can say we'll live through the heyday of aviation.
I think so. I think
From Hopper Cubs to Jets.
learning to fly in the conditions we did, and at the airport we flew at. I mean, we've been in big metropolitan airport where we had to, you know, everybody was watching us all the time.
We're still airport. I left there in 85.
I started flying in '64. Second person to land at that new airport. You beat me to it by 1 hour. It wasn't open yet, and he flew on over. He says, I got to the airport so early, I was going to go over and fly, and Ray come back and said, "Well, the runway's all working all right, but they're not even open up." I said, "You went over." I was going to get over there first, and I never made it.
Well, see, we don't remember real specific about somebody unless it's something really bad.
Good. Anything
That's
about
right.
me, yeah.
That's right. We don't get so many of them. So if it's something that's really bad, then you run that car. If they did good, that's supposed to anyway, right? I remember flying with you.
I remember sitting at the radio station, and Ray, you called me up. I think I just had my first flying lesson or something, and you called me up and wanted me to come out to the airport. And I said, "What for?" And he said, "Well, if you want to get a little bit of time and fly with Jess, you better get out here." So I called, and Joe Edwards came and took my plane. I put a great big long record on it. I called Joe and I said, "I gotta go." Put a long record. I hustled to the airport. We flew to Minneapolis, St. By far. Real far. We didn't have any approach plates. And so we just wrote down the approach plate on a matchbook and cover and shot the approach and left our package and came home. Even took off with us.
Hours later, he came out to the airport, and one day, I sent him a story to Local Red. So he goes to the end and Local Red and brought it back to him. Totally got that very in. Oslo.